What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. This is episode 43.
43.
Thank you. Recorded on August 17th, 2025 to get posted to podcast services on Tuesday, August 19th, 2025 to the usual spots: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and then YouTube. If you're listening to us on an audio-only version, please feel free to come on over to YouTube. Check us out there as well. You can watch full episodes or just segments. Everything is time-coded out. We try to snip out some interesting segments also and put them by themselves. However you choose to enjoy the content, thank you. And a little bit of housekeeping. We did have a special episode that dropped on Friday.
Yep.
What was the date on Friday? Three days ago.
15th?
Yeah, 16th, okay. Friday the 15th. The 15th. It was when we built our list of action comedies. You might be surprised what made the list, what didn't. You should check out that if you haven't. It's only available on YouTube, though. So if you're listening to us on audio-only service, you do not have access to that. Come on over to YouTube. Check us out there.
You get to meet Jim.
Yeah, true. Jim Gemini, who may or may not make a return in the coming episode, but
I don't know. He was pretty mad. I don't think he'll make it back.
No, he's pissed.
He felt slated.
Our first use of AI on this show, and he made a list.
He made a list.
It wasn't
a bad
worst list.
He went for the safe play, though. You know what
I
mean?
He did.
Yeah.
He's like he's got to be more ballsy.
Yeah, agreed.
Jim,
more risk.
Too timid.
Too timid indeed. Well, we have a show today. We're going to yammer on as we do for a few minutes. We're going to talk about some box office. I have a movie recommendation coming your way. Then we're going to recap the first Nobody movie very quickly and then get into Nobody 2. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Grayson Maxwell. Joining me as I do every week are my co-hosts. My lovely co-hosts, Roger Stillion and Chris Boughan. How do you feel, Chris, sharing the spotlight with Roger for Lovely?
Listen, I mean, it's charity work. It has to be done. It's not always fun, but you do what you can for everybody.
Do you think this week's episode will be longer than Nobody 2?
Probably not.
It's possible, but
it's
I don't
very
know.
possible,
I don't know if it can.
Guys, how is your week? What's going on this week? What's going on this weekend?
I have outdoor kittens.
Outdoor kittens?
Outdoor kittens.
How you feel about that?
I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
How many?
2 plus mama.
Why is this? You mean like a stray cat that you just kind of like adopted as your? I mean, you'll feed them now.
They're really adopted, but like they've been hanging.
She
around
gave
the
birth
house.
somewhere near your house, huh?
Yeah, and now they're like in my bushes, and I don't want to like.
Oh, buddy, congrats on getting some new cats, though, man. That's great.
They're
so happy.
They're not cats until you buy cat food for them, and my wife bought cat food for them today.
So they're cats. And you have cats. Not only are they cats, they're your cats.
No,
listen. 2 weeks, those cats live in your house.
They're no.
2 weeks.
No, they're the neighborhood's cats.
Listen, I know your wife listens to this show.
Yeah.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Chris's wife. Remember when he
hold on? Do they have names yet?
Huh?
Do they have names yet? Oh God, you have cats, dude.
And then you have a mom cat and two. Those two are going to turn into 6. 2 cats are the gateway cats. Then they
no.
Yes. Many a man in American history has lost that fight, Chris.
Let me tell you how this is going to go.
They look cute and cuddly outside.
I want you to understand how this is going to go down. Yeah. So you already bought them food. It's only a matter of time before one of them ends up in the house. It's going to happen.
No,
hold on. Even like
hold on, man. Let me get through the story here.
Okay.
So somebody's going to end up in the house, and then somebody's going to be like, "We need to take them to the vet to get them checked out," and then you sank real money into them.
Yeah.
And then they definitely live in your fucking house. So
they got to be inside to recover, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they'll clearly be easily pushed back out the door to not ever be part of your family again. Wait till your kids ball with it. I mean, they got named already. Yeah. 2 girls, 2 boys, boy and a girl.
We haven't been able to touch them yet. Mom's very protective. She's very hissy right now. So which is good because we are never going to pick them up. We're never going to pet them. We're just going to look at them from afar.
So
Chris's wife,
she's gonna bring them to you and be like, "These are mine. I want them to also be yours."
Chris's wife, get a box, line it with something, put in the bushes, and then when you pick the box up, the mom can't do anything. Then you move them inside. This is payback for Chris. The last year missing important dates. Remember that? Chris?
That sounds like kidnapping. You just described catnapping.
I'm just helping her do what she's planning to do right now behind your back anyway. And I was going to say, like,
you have cats now. It's cool.
Yeah. It's not cool.
I love
They're going to
cats.
go in your house regardless of. One's going to be sick, and then your wife's going to insist that they come in, and then that's it. Like as soon as they cross that threshold once, Chris, they're yours.
I'm currently petless, and it's been liberating.
Yep.
And I will stay that
Hold on,
way.
let me just okay.
Like,
let me just paint this picture.
You
for
want
you.
the
Hold on.
doomsday scenario?
Yeah.
Is if you don't bring them into the house, you're going to come home one day, and one of them is going to be dead in the street,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be fucking chaos in the
Your
bond.
fault. Yep.
And there's going to be so many tears.
I will spatula them off the road. It never happened.
Well,
just hope
let me
just
just
finds them first.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you that right now.
What's up, Grayson?
let me just paint the picture for you. You are a guy. You're married to someone, and you have 2 girls, and you think
This is true.
And you think that the 2 stray cats with the mom cat living just outside your home in the bushes aren't going to come in. What universe do you think that's not going to happen?
He's got a great point. You got 2 kids.
We'll see.
You got 2 cats.
I'll keep you guys updated on the cat happenings.
I expect a picture of the cats tomorrow.
Yeah.
I should be able to provide that, but not from inside the house.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gonna be from your pillow, dog. Like they're gonna be asleep on your side of the bed.
They'll curl up on the
As
couch.
a man who in his teenage years had a cat piss and shit on his pillow, a new kitten, it will never be in my bed. It won't be in the house. It doesn't matter.
That's the other thing too. Is like the sooner you get them in and litter trained, the easier it'll be for you.
I'll put a box outside.
Here, let me just go.
That'll just help you out for when they do move eventually and move into your house. Yes.
let me just do you a solid. I'll order you a litter box. I'll have it sent to your house.
Just ship it directly to your home.
I'll put your wife's name. You'll never even know.
That would be that would actually be funny, and I would commend you for it.
Or right now, as we're doing this podcast, because you go somewhere to do the podcast, your wife has found the golden opportunity to just bring them in.
How old are these kittens?
So they're not babies. They're able to walk around. They're still feeding off of mom, but they're able to walk around and they play sometimes and stuff too. So they're like yay big, something like that. So.
I just recently got a cat that was about that small.
Yeah,
and
now
the cat's like this big.
Yeah,
is a domestic terrorist.
Well, I already have one.
I watched him for no reason at all today climb up the inside of the screen in my bay window and sit there. Like, not climb up somewhere and then go and sit on something else. Yeah. No, just hang there. Like, what's up? I can do this now. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
God.
Cats are great, though. They're really good.
So that's what's happening with me. That's my week.
Oh, so we got to think of, like, twinsy cat names for you.
They're already named.
Luke and Leia?
God, no.
Ew,
Jesus.
Didn't you say one was a boy, one was a girl?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we got Storm and Bolt is what we have.
Oh, it's good. Those are solid names.
Yeah.
Better than
Luke in line with really in line with my cat's name, who's Blaze. Blaze, Storm, and Blue. Like, we're assembling the American gladiators of cats.
I'll bring them to your porch with a litter box from Grace.
I already have a litter box.
They will find their way back. That's what they do. Okay, well, interesting. We'll updates in the weeks to come.
Bolt and Blaze, your new American gladiators for season 2.
There you go.
There you go. All right, let's move on. Guys. Actually, out here, I'm wearing a shirt that I just realized that has like a spot on it. I don't know if you can see it, so it looks like I've blacked
your mic's covering it up.
Yeah, it's like perfectly aligned to where no one will ever notice unless you point it out.
Keep doing that. That's good, so everybody can see it. Yeah.
Good. Anyway, I've been very sick this weekend, so I've been in and out of the bathroom. It's not been good. So
great. What a tonal shift in this show.
I know.
They went from Happy Cat Talk to Grayson's Butt Hurts.
For those of you enjoying your dinner meals while you listen to us,
you think that happens a lot?
Well, one person they cook dinner, so we know that for a fact.
You think they sit down around, gather the family around dinner time, and put on our podcast?
Yeah.
Listen, I would love to think that that's something that really happens, but I know better.
All right. I've been sick. I hope to recover. It's not as hot out here as you think it is. It's because like the water being so close, it kind of keeps the. And on days it's like it's overcast. It's actually very nice. It's actually nice walk around. And it's not like super hot or anything. It's nice.
Yeah, we get it. You're in California.
One other thing I did this weekend is yesterday was the Mountaineer Brew Fest in Heritage Port of Wheeling. So they had like 45 craft beer vendors and that stuff. I was there for approximately 35 minutes because it was every bit of 95 and humid yesterday. Yeah. I went, got my free swag, did a full loop around, and was like, I'm going to go drink beer somewhere else. And so I did.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It was good.
Indeed. Cool. Let's get on with the show, though, guys.
Yeah. Let's dig in.
Let's do it. Once again, folks, this is episode 43 of Post Credits Podcast. This week, let's get started. Let's talk with the box office.
Yeah, let's talk with
it. Always do.
I got things to say to it.
All right, box office mojo. Let's have it out. Number one, Weapons, as is a surprise to no one from last week. Another 25 million, which brings the worldwide total to 148. That's a damn good number for a horror film, a rated R horror film too.
Yep.
Damn good number. Happy to see it.
Yeah. Good movie. Go see it.
Yep.
Indeed. Number two, Freakier Friday, another 14.5 million for a worldwide of 86. That movie's not doing as well as it wanted to. Nobody 2. Number 3, it debuts at 3, 9.3 million for a worldwide, just 14.1. That's not good.
Huge week.
Huge week. Not for nobody, it's not.
I'm being facetious. I know.
Yeah, fair. Fantastic Four, First Steps, number 4, 8.8 million for a worldwide of 468 million. That movie's almost going to cross. You think that'll cross the
half a billion?
It will. They would like that. They would have liked that to make way more money, though.
Yeah, of course.
That thing declined sharply.
The Bad Guys 2, 7.5 million, number 5 for a worldwide of 117. That's not doing too bad for itself. Although I think the budget is, but the budget's really high too for that, isn't it?
Yeah, well, higher.
I thought I saw the budget was pretty high for that movie. 6 through 10. Superman is still in the top 10. Where is that sitting at? That's at 594. So that's that 8 First Steps lunch for sure.
Superman is out on digital now too.
It is indeed.
As of Friday, nice. I think it was. Yeah.
Number 7, The Naked Gun. Let's see where that is. 4.8 million this year for for this week. 72.8 million worldwide. That's okay. That's good. That's good. It's decent money now. Jurassic World Rebirth. Why are you still making money? That's at 828. Oh my lord. 828. Number 9.
Love their giant dinosaurs, man.
Yep.
You know, people also love Brad Pitt in F1 because that's still making money. Another 2.6 this week. 590 million. That's done more than Fantastic Four First Step. I never would have made that bet, but
it's done more than Superman.
No, yeah. just under. I think Superman's at 594. F1's at 590.
Oh, you just. Oh, okay. I thought you said.
Still.
Yeah, Superman's at 594. F1's at 590.
Got it.
Number 10 is
F1 also needs to come out on digital, so I can continue to watch F1 whenever I please.
Cooley is number 10. Number 11, Shin Godzilla, which actually is a re-release from way back in the day, 2.4 million. All right. Interesting. Well, that's your box office. Nothing too crazy there. Nothing indeed. Let's okay, so this week we're talking about Nobody 2, but let's do the movie recommendations. Get that out of the way. Is obviously going to be the superior movie in the franchise, Nobody.
John Wick.
Yeah, well, that's also true. I want to talk about that in a little bit. Where Nobody, if you're looking at all the John Wick films and the Nobody, like where Nobody slots in quality, or if it's at the bottom or somewhere in the middle, I think that'd be a fun conversation because I really enjoy the first Nobody. I think that's actually a very well told movie, a very simple elements put in to create a very entertaining, well told story.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of Nobody. I didn't have the page. I got rid of the page though. So Nobody came out in 2021. It's one of those movies that's written. It has a lot of Derek Kolstad is the writer. I think he's a stunt guy, isn't he? I think he's a stunt guy. Mm-hmm, yeah. The first one is directed by Ilya Naishuller. And this has obviously got a lot of inspiration from the John Wick universe, from a lot of the good action films in the years before that. It's got a lot of inspiration. You can obviously see the DNA in tons of different movies. Bob Odenkirk is the star. Hutch Mansell, or is the lead role. Hutch Mansell, and then you have Connie Nielsen, Michael Ironside, Colin Salmon, RZA obviously is there too, if you remember. It's about a guy he's done some great work in the assassin kind of genre. He's not so much that guy anymore. His family thinks he's a joke. He can't get the trash out on time, and his wife has a barricade of pillows between them on the bed, doesn't want to touch him. And what I thought was interesting, and I like when things do very clever things in movies, is to let you know that how little he has sway even in his own world. Is after the break-in happens in the very beginning of the film, and his son tackles one of the assailants, and then he fails to attack the other assailant for a reason you find out later. But his son literally couldn't think any less of him. And then he goes outside and sees there's a pizza box propping open the garage door. And when he's narrating to us in a very film noir fashion, the cop behind him interrupts everything and says, "Dude, you didn't take a swing." Like, that's how much
I know if it was my family, they'd be leaving in body bags. And again, he's just staring at him.
Like, that's just how much of a bitch he's become. Is his own inner monologue gets interrupted by a no one cop. It's like, that's why I appreciate that. But he gets his mojo back. Of course, you remember there's a scene on the bus with the Russians. The reason I like that so much is because he's trying to get the girl out of danger that's on the bus, and he also gets tossed out of the bus after he messes up those guys, and then literally walks in for round 2. And when round 2 starts, Hutch has found his mojo again, and he's not going to be pushed around anymore. He's found what made him so valuable to these companies.
He rips off the seatbelt thing and just punches that dude right in the neck with it.
Very John Wickish, very much John Wick. But I really like that movie, and what I think there's a stark comparison, because the villain, the Russian, is actually a good villain. Because the Russians are to be trifled with. No one to be trifled with them. We all know that. He's just kind of like the mafia. And the villain in Nobody 2, it's such a letdown for me.
Yeah,
I will say that's what makes the first movie stand out so much more, is because it's like the villain is a joke in the second one. It's already of a comedic movie anyway. Then the villain is a joke makes it more comedic, and not in a good way either. But I really enjoyed the first No One. I think it's a great movie. I guess I'm going to go on the Roger train here. I didn't know what I was expecting for Nobody 2. And if you remember what we talked about going into the summer months, Nobody was not low on my list, but not super high, but it was like noticeable for me. And after watching it now, I just got more Nobody. There was nothing that differentiated it, nothing that made it stand out, nothing that changed it from what we already got. And I guess that's why I'm somewhat disappointed. But
so the first Nobody's good though. That's why you recommend
it. Yes, yep. Yeah, the first one is great. The second one just was more of the first, but not as well done, which is never a good thing. Yeah. But the first one is very watchable if you have not seen it.
And I think the second one's going to be. You'll find the second one's still pretty watchable too. But it's just always going to have the thing is it's not Nobody. So yeah,
it's also available on Peacock. The only place it's available for free is Peacock. So check it out. If you have Peacock, you have access to that.
There you go. Go watch Nobody. Have fun.
All right, let's talk about the first Nobody. I guess as an extension to what I've already said, so this was in 2021, kind of the height of COVID. People still locked down. Although I remember watching this theatrically, but I could be wrong about that. Was that a thing we did?
I don't remember, honestly.
So I'm of the mind that we saw this thing on streaming, but when I brought this up on an earlier episode, you guys were convinced we saw this movie in theaters. I don't think we did. I
honest to God just don't remember.
I'm pretty sure this was a streaming only film at the time that it came out. I don't know if it's been re-released since then. That's fine because I think it has a box office now. But I'm almost positive we saw this movie on streaming. We were very, very happy with watching it. Now, talking about the original Nobody, and we've already kind of alluded to it with what you let in, Grayson, with your recommendation. But where the original Nobody gets a lot right and gets me on board right away is the fact that it's doing the underdog story, but it's doing the underdog story in a different kind of way. It's an underdog story of someone who is not an underdog in reality, but it's what they've committed to being just to maintain their ambiguity, and there's a lot of reasons for it. So you're already rooting for the guy because you kind of know there's something there, and because he's just in a shit situation. He's getting kicked around by everybody in his life, and you're just rooting for the guy, and it's a good underdog story right away. When you go into I think Nobody 2, you no longer have the underdog story because we all know what he's capable of, right, and we've seen it now at this point. So I think that's why number one so effective for me. It's a different take on the underdog.
And just so it did, I have on Wikipedia. It said it grossed $57.5 million on a $16 million budget in 2021, which probably would have been a lot higher had COVID not been a thing. Yeah, but it did quite well. I mean, it made its money back and then some. So Not
yeah,
terrible.
if you actually scroll down, there's a whole section about the release. Apparently, it was supposed to come out, which would have been 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost exactly on August 14th, 2020 was its original date, and it got rescheduled all the way into March of 21, where it was released theatrrically. So must have been in the theater.
Must have been. Had to be.
Yeah, it must have.
Must have been one of those sweet wear your mask to the movie theater thing and sit near nobody.
Yeah.
Get it? Nobody.
No thanks,
I didn't actually mean that.
Yeah. Thank
sorry.
God. I'd have been
That was a
disappointed.
weird
More
time.
disappointed somehow.
You know what's funny is like I don't even. That's to me is like when I see someone with a mask, my brain I don't even connect the fact that we had that not too long ago. I'm like, why are they doing that? Like, we just came out of a pandemic.
It's not that long.
I forgot.
It's not that long ago.
Yeah, but doesn't it feel like it was just like ancient history? At this
It does
point?
feel like a long time now.
No,
You're right.
because like my brain is fucked up because of that time frame. It's
Yeah.
like I think for real.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because no, I think about that time like I remember it like it was yesterday, and that shit was 5 years ago.
Yeah,
I actually just had a full-on conversation with somebody, not to talk about COVID and things for a second, about how one of my most fun times I ever had at my old job was during COVID because it was cool.
Yeah.
Because like we didn't help people and we played video games all day and made fun of people.
There's still a picture of me on someone's Facebook page holding a box outside being yelled at.
Yeah,
Do you
cool.
remember that?
There you go.
No.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny.
What?
Anyway,
So
back to nobody.
I didn't ever think I'd see Bob Odenkirk in a role like this. He didn't seem like that guy. He seemed like more of a support guy, more of a funny kind of ha-ha kind of guy. I'm glad we got to see him in a role like this because he does work as Hutch Mansell. He does work as that as kind of a hitman who needs to get his mojo back. And then when he gets his mojo back, his son kind of starts to respect him again, but his wife is attracted to him again. You know, and Connie Nielsen plays that so well too. It's never it's very underplayed and suggested, but that they found their love life as a couple again, and that's that's part of that set story. But I was really kind of in love with Nobody, and the kitty cat bracelet is what really kind of I enjoyed because that's obviously John Wick was the big thing at the time of you don't kill a guy's dog and expect to walk away, and like that was and then this one brought in the kitty cat bracelet, so obviously there's that they were trying to riff off of the John Wick thing, which I thought was incredibly clever. So but I remember really liking this movie. I think you guys are on the same page. Chris, you've said you have. Roger, what about you, Roger?
I mean, Nobody was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like I remember it had a great trailer. Like, because it was most of the trailer was just him on the bus.
Yeah.
Just fighting those guys and
which is similar to their trailer attempt this time too.
Because they do the duck boat fight in the arcade on the trailer for this one. Yeah. But I mean, here's the thing: it's a good movie overall. It is what it is. Like nobody doesn't do anything particularly great, but does everything well.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And again, I think it's telling a story we've seen before, but in a way that we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Which I think does give it a lot of like kind of like a leg up over the things that are kind of in the same orbit as it. You know what I mean? So
I do enjoy. It's something we also get in Nobody 2. We also get we get a machine shop funhouse jigsaw Home Alone style death box.
Yeah.
And then we get that again in Nobody 2 in a water park, which is actually even more fun for me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's great because like Odenkirk plays everything on such an even keel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like even when he's done fighting, he's just like, "Do you want to talk about this?"
Yeah.
Or like when he shows up at the Russian club and he's eating dinner and they all surround him with guns and he just casually lifts up the thing that has a fucking claymore sitting on the table. Like that's great.
Yeah.
I love it when they all surround him. They all surround him. The guy walks up, and then you hear Odenkirk. He's like, "Oh hey,
yeah,
hey guys, what's up?
How's your dinner? I've had better." Well, it's just a little bit more.
Well, part of that is you have to convince me, the viewer, that guy can Clint, or sorry, I was Clint Mansell, the famous. It's Hutch Mansell. He can do that, and I shouldn't worry about being disconnected from the story because I don't think he can do what he's doing on screen. I never got that with Hutch. I think Hutch is very capable of doing what he was doing, and it's hard to keep track of all that stuff, that fighting, and to be part of that elite tier of, and then of course to bring in what was the dad's name? Who is that?
Christopher Lloyd.
And RZA is like the brother, and like it was just because I just watched the first Nobody. The movie suffers from a couple of things of does none of the bad guys ever shoot bullets at these guys because they just never seem to ever, especially Nobody.
Hutch gets shot.
Yeah. People get shot. Actually,
yeah, a lot of people get shot.
Take a hit or two.
Well, it just, especially Nobody 2 and in Nobody, there was a lot of times like you could see them running, and behind them, the guys that were clearly trying to kill them were running at them with weapons instead of just shooting at them. And
Sure.
I mean, I understand you got to make a movie and you got to make an action sequence out of it, but it's hard to do. But it's just one of those things. I don't think that's possible to not do a little bit of, at least in a film like this. You have to, because it just. But it was such a joy watching those three kill what seemed to be like monster closet hundreds of bad guys in the first Nobody,
Yeah.
especially Lloyd, because he just gets such joy out of it. You know?
Dude, the line in the first one when he was just like, when Hutch looks at his dad, he's like, "You brought a lot of shotguns," and he, without missing the beat, goes, "You brought a lot of Russians." And he's just reloading his shotgun. I'm like, hell yeah, Dad, that's fucking awesome. Like, yes. Maybe that one day my dad would go to bat with bags full of shotguns with me. You know,
one day we can all hope that. Yeah, it's a good movie that I would have said probably didn't need a sequel, only because we kind of got that story played out. Except they do kind of sequel bait in the end when he gets a phone call. He's buying the house and he looks at the realtor and says, "Does your house have a basement?" Because the basement was kind of like it has thematic reasoning there.
Yeah.
But like, I just don't think we needed a sequel.
Burns at 1400 degrees. This room is rated for flames of up to 3,000, so there'll be nothing left of you here. He gets done with his monologue and the other guy's dead. He's like,
oh yeah, he has them propped up on the couch, and then the ones that wouldn't fit on the couch are behind like leaning against the wall. But as the scene opens, he's like, "All right, fellas, how you doing?" "Hey, fellas." And they're looking. It's very clever how they set that up, and it just
broke the rules. You come to my fucking house. You don't do that.
Russians break the rules all the time. That's why they were a good villain for the first one.
I also love the sequence inside the house when like he first locks the family in the basement, and that guy comes around the corner and he jumps up on the stairs thing and he's wedging himself, like pushing the stuff that's pushing the ball bat into that dude's face. Brutal.
Good though.
Awesome
brutal.
though. It's good.
Nobody too gets a lot of people's teeth knocked out.
Yep.
Which is.
And the sound effect too, which
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, don't at all. And there's so many nerve endings in there. It's like, no thanks. But I really thought Nobody was a good action movie, which none of us chose. Well, Chris, you chose it for the list last week. You chose it, right?
Yeah,
I did.
Solid choice.
At least one of us chose it.
I mean, it very much fits in the action comedy thing.
Yeah, it does.
I think it does, and some of their creative choices to show Hutch where he is in like the kind of the hierarchy of his family of being someone looked up to is. I thought that was all that was very clever. It's just that part of that I think was missing in Nobody 2 as well. Part of like show don't tell me is why the beginning of Nobody's so good, and why he just never quite gets the trash on time, and even when he's had that morning when no one respects him, and then when he goes to put the eggs in the trash, he misses the trash with the eggs in the pan. It's like, can this guy do nothing right? It's just, I love it visually how they tell us everything. It's just, I don't think we got that in Nobody 2. We didn't really get any of that, and I think that's, although it mirrors what Nobody did, I think it stole rather than borrowed, and I say that because it obviously borrows the same franchise, but it took in only because it could, and not because it really worked.
You're using the term "it mirrored" is actually accurate, but you have to specify that this is more like a funhouse mirror and not like a direct mirror. To where
sure, okay, fair.
It's
That's
nobody.
A good analogy.
It's nobody shaped. You know what I mean? It's
nobody adjacent.
Yeah. Which is funny coming like within its own its own linear franchise. But again, I just think it's it's hard to tell that story meaningfully twice. We were all excited for Nobody 2.
We were
before this came out, so it wasn't like we're like, oh man, do we need a Nobody 2? It was like, hell yeah, Nobody 2's coming out.
Yeah,
so
we wanted it. Did we need it? I don't know if we needed it. And after watching it, I still don't know if we needed it. But I overall was happy that we got it.
Same.
It's just the movie that we get just isn't. It's not as good as the first one. Yeah, and that sucks.
So, like, here's a weird situation, and this is more like blending. Like the Nobody 1 talk with Nobody 2 at this point. So at one point we should probably move into
Grayson, whenever you get a second, go ahead.
Of course.
But like,
listen to 2.
It's so sometimes we get sequels and they feel like they're they're required sequels because it made money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can feel that when that happens. I didn't feel like this is the case with Nobody 2. I feel like the people that made this put the same amount of like, passion and heart into the movie. I don't think it's a failure of like love for the project. I do think that it's just that this particular story is hard to tell twice.
Sure.
And they did like do their own thing and go out like with like a different kind of element to the story and include some new stuff, but it's just you don't know how this is going to resonate until it's out there in the wild. And now that we have it, and now that I think about it, it's obvious to me why the first one works so much better than this one at this point. But it's not for lack of them having like passion for this project. It doesn't feel that way to me, at least.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Grayson, kick us into 2.
Well, we will do that. Let's go into 2 then. All right. So if you're and also just for context, Nobody's Rotten Tomato scores are 84 and 94, and the Metacritic for the original Nobody is 64. Now going to Nobody 2, do you guys know what the numbers are for this one?
88 and 92.
No, it's not quite that high.
I was just gonna say
78 and 89, which is pretty. That's pretty good.
Still not bad.
No, but the Metacritic is a lot. Well, not a lot worse. It's 5 points worse. It's 59.
Yeah.
59. Yeah.
So,
which I still think seems
about
a bit
right.
high. Yeah.
Well, I'll whatever you kick us into Nobody, and I'll lead us off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like you feel like that's high for Nobody 2?
I think that's a few points high. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I hear you. I was just making sure I understood what you were saying.
Yeah, I think the first one's probably a point or two low, and this one's a point or two high. But that's just my own. But that's just my own opinion. So it might not have any relevance to anything else.
We're all allowed to be wrong. This is yours. That's cool.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Yes.
All right. Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, Christopher Lloyd, Riza, Sharon Stone, Colin Hanks, all in Nobody 2, directed by Timo Tjahjanto. So it's a different director, continuation of the same story, same cast. And first thoughts, guys, when Nobody 2 ended. First thoughts.
No, not first thoughts. Thumbs up or thumbs down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. What do you think of the movie Nobody 2? My weird.
Yeah, I think it's an easy thumbs up. I think that's
exactly. Yeah. It's funny because the way we've kind of led into this from the beginning of the show all the way to now, it sounds like we don't like Nobody 2, and I'll be the first one to say I like this movie. Like I have no problem with this film. It's just the most okay Nobody 2 sequel that I could have got, I think, which is sometimes that's what you get. You know what I mean? And it's that's okay. Again, I don't besmirch the movie because I feel like they had the same passion for the project. I just think the story's awkward to tell twice. Maybe is what it comes down to. So
the big thing for me of one of the reasons why I'm a little bit lower on Nobody 2 than I am Nobody 1 is I feel like, so I know in our world, like 4.5 or 5 years has passed, right?
Yeah.
In Nobody world, I feel like we might only be 6 months down the road. Like it doesn't feel like enough stuff has progressed in that world for it to feel more natural. Now, listen, obviously I understand this is a fantastical idea.
Yeah.
But we watch Nobody 1, we watch him go through his routine, and we get something like that here in this one, and like his relationship is devolving a little bit again. He's not home as much. He's working too much because he's full-time, ass kicker man. Yeah. And
ass kicker man.
You think that would be like a little bit, well, he's paying down debt that we don't know that he has.
Yeah.
Like that's something that just casually gets dropped into when he goes back to the barber.
Yeah, that was a kind of I like how they worked it in though, is to keep the Russians to not do World War III, they had to pay it off. And then I keep saying Clinton is a music guy. It's Hutch now has to pay them back by doing, so.
Sure. Again, though, like we don't find that out till, I don't know, 20 minutes in to a movie that's only 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
So like a quarter of the movie before we find that out, which here's the thing, I don't have a problem with it. I just thought it was a strange thing.
Strange way to include it.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought it was just strange in general. So like, he burned all the Russians' money. Sure. I guess, they're going by there's established rules in this world that we don't know.
Yeah.
And which is okay because like we learned a lot of the John Wick rules as we went along. Like things like if you do this, things like this could happen to you. never really got that explained too much in the nobody part of that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah,
I don't hold that against this movie. I just thought it was a strange way to do it.
Yeah, I got you.
That's all.
Yeah.
Because, like, even to the point where he tells him, like, hey, basically I need a vacation. I need some time off with my family. And the barber is just like, well, I can only keep these people at bay for so long. And then we immediately go to a place where there's a ton of money, and then he just burns it too.
Well, but like
that was by accident.
They use that as a joke, though, right? Because
I think so.
Like they give you a shot of him looking at the money on fire, and he's just like, like, God damn it, I did it again.
Well, no, he didn't mean to do. Is when he shot the light, you could see the look on when the sparks came down.
Yeah,
he obviously didn't mean to do that.
Well, here's the thing, though. In that scenario, I don't think he meant to burn the money, but it was also a play that he would have had to make.
Yeah,
he set everything in line to, like, if this goes this way, I'm going to have to burn this money anyway.
Yeah,
I mean, like, there's stacks of money and a fucking bioweapon or whatever it is just sitting there that he promptly burns and explodes. So who knows what that did?
I mean, that whole place blows up. So
yeah. We hope that took care of the biological agent inside of that weird, nuclear box.
We have a lot of mutant reports coming from that area of the United States soon.
Did you guys go ahead?
No, we'll say nobody is set in Ohio.
Yeah, which is funny,
which is ironic. I don't know where Plummerville is supposed to be, but I get the idea that
do you know where Alliance, Ohio is?
What's that?
Do you know where Alliance, Ohio is?
Yeah, of course. It's where Mount Union is.
Yeah, yes, you're there.
Because, like, you figure it's in somewhere in northern Ohio because they're talking about stuff coming in from Canada.
Yes, yeah.
So, but Alliance really isn't that northern.
No, it's not. But still, it's far enough.
Nothing's in Alliance, Ohio, besides Mount Union College. That's it. Nothing.
Did you guys get, like, I used the phrase earlier, Home Alone vibes?
I did. Yeah.
Is like he's setting up the house for the two burglars to come in and get, like, hit in the nuts and hit in the face with paint cans, but slightly more violent, dead stuff. And then
like grenades planted in the ground, spikes at the end of the fucking water slide, which is
Did you guys get vacation vibes from this? Like National Lampoon's, or no, not Lampoon's, but like the Griswold Vacation stuff.
That was National Lampoon, but no, I did not.
Isn't that his thing? Isn't that his thing? Is he
murder in the water park?
No, just calm down for a second. Isn't that his thing? Is he wants to take his family to? Isn't that Russ or Clark's thing? Is he wants to take his family to where he went when he was a kid to make memories? That's what he keeps saying in the film, to make memories. And I was like, those vibes are obviously there to pick up. They have to be vacation vibes.
You're right on that. I guess I hadn't connected that dots, but no, that's pretty accurate. Yeah. That's definitely. I mean, the reason they go to shitty Plummerville is because that's the one vacation his family took, and then you find out his dad was just running an op in Plummerville anyway, which is, of course, he did.
Yep.
So
very much his dad, like very much him, to do that. But
also, props out to Christopher Lloyd, by the way. Do you know that man is 87 years old?
God damn.
That dude is 87 years old.
Jesus.
He's still doing
it. Still cranking.
I mean, like, look,
still cranking cigars.
Yeah, just smoking and drinking, and hell yeah, brother. Loading up old school Gatling guns.
Crank gas.
Yeah,
man.
Perfect. Yeah,
it's like a man who knows where a few bodies are buried. They're very important bodies,
Has buried several bodies himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing is, so the serious tone of the first Nobody, I think, is what I appreciated, because you have a man who's trying to regain status with his family and having a hard time doing it, and with it, he's really struggling to find his mojo back to do what he does for work and what he does very well. So in this one, like, I wondered how they were going to do it, because we know that he's found it again, regardless of how many years ahead you said it, which must be 3 or 4 years, because the daughter is, like, noticeably older.
They've grown up a little bit,
Yeah.
sure, but the son doesn't look like that much.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If you said, and I'll try to discount what you said, because I believe that it's supposed to be something like that too, but say it's supposed to be 3 years later, okay? You notice the daughter has grown up a little bit.
Yeah.
How old do you think the son is supposed to be in the first one?
Yeah.
Because assume he's supposed to be like a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And if 3 or 4 years later, that means he should be like a senior in high school or graduated. And, like, I definitely don't get that vibe. And if you rewind that back even a little bit farther, that means you're putting that kid in, like, 7th grade.
Yeah.
And, like, that just doesn't feel like something that would have meant to be.
Yeah.
That's all.
I put him in the first movie 14 or 15. And this one, it makes sense for him to be a little older. But as far as like visual growth on screen, I don't think we saw a lot of that. But maybe he's a kid who doesn't do that. But she did, and that's kind of one of the visual markers there. But
the Mansell family, much like the Boughan family, also have a cat now.
It's true.
They do.
However, I don't like that. I don't like that insinuation on the Boughan family part, but it's fine.
Well,
fair enough.
I mean, it's because you have more cats than one. They only have one cat. You have 3.
Okay.
Lasagna cats. The lasagna the cat.
Oh my God! Name the Mama Garfield. Do it.
No,
please do it.
I hate that cat.
Please do it.
Yeah. I remember Chris does have a weird hate for Garfield. I don't know why. But
weird hate? No, it's legitimate. And
can we talk about Garfield 9/11 for a minute?
I don't want. I ain't going there.
Oh.
Only talk about Toy Story 9/11.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Back to
sure. Good. I'm listening. Back
to Nobody 2 is. It opens the same way, which I thought, again, it's like one of those things, like I'm happy it did, but I'm like, I wonder if they thought they had to do that because they felt obligated. It opens these 2 agents listening to this story. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? How did they do this? How did they kill these 4,000 bad guys?
I love that the dog is just sitting behind him and you have no context where the dog came from.
I'm actually kind of I actually thought that would have been a cat, but I mean, I understand why. I get it, but I thought if they were going to continue the kitty cat bracelet and then lasagna and then I thought that would have been kind of, if a cat was just sitting there staring at these 2 FBI agents, what do you do? Yeah, that would have been, I think, a little more funny. The wolf dog, I get why it's there, but looking back on it now after seeing, that's a good choice. Sure. So they've abandoned the whole, they've gone over now to the dog, which is fine, but I like that they used it. And then Hutch is sitting there again. He's like, "Oh, us, who are we?
We're nobody."
And it cuts back to the story, and then you see it up to a certain point, which works, I think, to an extent. And then because you wonder if they do a third one, are we going to get the opening again?
Hope so.
Because
it works.
It works, but again, is there a story for a third Nobody? I wonder. I don't know, but I liked how they opened it.
Does nobody need a good story for it to do what it's trying to do?
So,
obviously it doesn't need a good story.
I would argue it needs a story. It doesn't have to be a good story to make it work. Because deep down, that's the problem with this movie, right?
Yeah.
Is it's very much a nobody film. It's not as good as Nobody because the story isn't as good.
Yeah.
Okay. You got the same basic cast of characters with a little bit expanded because the family's a little bit more involved in this movie, and that's okay. For the betterment of the movie.
Yeah.
But you never really feel like Hutch is going to die because he's not.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Because you root for this dude because you're just happy to see him just beating these dudes' asses.
Yeah.
Or and when he goes into the warehouse thing and he sees the kid and then he just fucking leaves, right? And then he drives off, gets 50 feet away and just power spins it back and walks in, and then it's just, you don't see it, but from the outside, just a gunfight's ensuing to the point where the guy runs out the door and then the blood splatter hits the door. I like little details. I thought that was neat.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Because the one thing that Nobody does well is there are good action scenes, and there are, but there are scenes where it just skips ahead and he's just and then you see little bits and pieces of it when he's retelling it to somebody. And I think that works really well because it's clever. Mm-hmm. Because did we really need to see him, massacre these people?
Not all of them. I mean, we get to see some of it.
We see some of it, right? And we skip in that scene. We skip to the end where he's killed almost everybody and then blows the place up, which is fine. It very much fits in that scenario because it's very reminiscent of when he burns the Ob Shack in the first one.
Yeah,
you see security camera footage of him just slaughtering these people, just bits and pieces, as he's sitting at the restaurant just eating the steak.
Yep.
And that's okay. Whoever made that idea to pull that montage off twice, I think that's a testament to that. That's pretty good writing there.
Yeah.
The problem with the writing overall of this movie is it's very vacation-y generic.
Yeah.
And to the point where we get a fight in the arcade, which everybody sees because it's in the trailer, and we get a fight on the duck boat.
There you go.
That we see is also in the trailer. Now, besides the end fight scene in the water park, which is not anywhere in the trailer really that I remember anyway, it's that's the only real vacation-y stuff that you see. Other than that, they might as well be in downtown fighting Russians again.
Yeah,
like,
and
none of that really changes anything.
Yeah, and that speaks to the runtime though, because like there's not a lot of time to go anywhere else.
Well,
and do
I believe the listed runtime of this, I believe, is only 89 minutes.
Jeez.
So, like,
talk about a tight 90.
Yeah,
not even.
No, 90. and that's with the credits, so it's like 84 minutes long.
Yeah.
Which, hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, right. I mean, I think there's something to say about
it's
that.
not any different too. The first one is only 91 minutes long, which is one of the things that makes Nobody great, because it is from point A to point B to point C, and it's no wasted breath.
Yeah,
like you get there, because I know in Nobody, in the montage, like there's like 2 weeks worth of montage there, and there's like 2 weeks worth of montage to start this one. But in this movie, much like Nobody, when they're on vacation, it's like 72 hours.
Yeah.
Like they get to Plummerville, and then 3 days later, the fucking world is on fire. Like that's what happens here.
Yep.
And I respect that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, you do. They're going on what you just said. I think some of the things that Nobody does well, like John Wick, is well choreographed fight scenes too, and I think that works for a movie that's a tight 90. That works really well. And I want to bring to attention the elevator scene we haven't talked about, which is what I thought in the beginning when he's looking for that data card. Is I thought that was a really well done scene with a very small space, obviously made bigger for camera angles, but it's a really well done scene, which, I mean, I obviously harkens back to the Avengers,
Captain America.
Anyone want to get off? Now's the time. And then they, Frank Grillo, and it's a both those scenes can have their own places in action sequence history. But this one, to me, I thought was that was the action sequence of the movie. Was that one for me? Is I really enjoy when you have especially restrictive spaces that you have to film a scene in, and to make me feel like a fight could really happen. I felt like that fight did happen in an elevator. I wasn't kind of taken out of it, but I thought
that was what you thought was the best fight scene.
That was one I think I admired the most.
Okay, yeah, because I think that's pretty good. That is not what I would have thought is the better fight scene. I think for me, unless do you have a fight scene you want to talk about?
I haven't really thought about what I thought was the best fight scene yet, actually. So
okay,
I'll noodle for a minute.
Are you gonna say the duck boat?
Yeah, because it's like a 2-round thing, like when he gets tossed in the water, much like when he gets thrown out the bus.
Yeah, exactly.
And the funny thing is, though, in that one, he actually takes damage when the guy cuts the tip of his pinky off. And like he slow-mo watches it like go into the water, and he's just like, oh, he's just sad.
let me ask you a question.
His pinky off.
So when the fish eats it and then swims away, which is like the cherry on top for that, when you see his hands come up over the railing, I half expected his finger to be in his mouth. Like, honest to God,
that would have been funny.
I thought he was gonna come up with the fish in his hand.
Yeah, that would.
Yeah.
I would have respected that, but I'm kind of like that might have been a little bit too corny, but it would have very much fit in this movie.
Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
just leaking blood. This
movie has plenty of room for some campiness.
Sure,
it, you know what I mean. So
I mean, I think that's part of what makes Nobody what it is.
Yeah,
is there's a lot of other good stuff, and there is some homey campiness to it, and that's fine. Like it just works.
Yeah, I agree.
And with
a lot of the campiness is built in. That's the enjoyable factor. You know? And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with campy when it's good. And I don't necessarily know if it's all good, but it's never bad in this movie. Does that make sense?
I agree. I think the bad camp is the villain. I think she's
I think
she's awful
over the top.
I don't think that's camp. I just think she's bad. And well, it's like
Sharon Stone funny to come on the show and argue that,
because like we went from some crazy ass Russian dude to some just crazy ass Russian woman,
something like that,
or Middle European craziness,
Scandinavian of some sort.
Pick your whatever country you want to be mad at, and they could, she fits that that mark, and she's just batshit crazy, like with no rhyme or reason. Which when you have wild cards like that, I guess it should usually make for a better villain. But like this point, I don't care, because I'm just like, I can't wait for you to die, because it's going to happen, because she's too fucking crazy.
Yep.
And you can never let people that are too crazy get out. Like you can't let them go.
Yeah.
So now listen, I was kind of surprised about how she went down, but I won't spoil that because it is an interesting twist
Yeah.
to this movie. But besides her running around screaming and burning down her own party or whatever that was about, her own casino, she's very generic.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it was Sharon Stone until after the movie when I Googled who it was.
Yep.
So it was, I mean, it's a nice throwback for somebody like that to get back into that kind of game, I guess. But
wasn't she Catwoman or something, or in Catwoman? I can't remember.
No,
something.
That was Michelle Pfeiffer. Was
okay.
Catwoman.
Gotcha.
But she's as generic as a crazy female villain as you can have.
Yeah, she's that over the top like version of like crazy female villain that you run into.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's really sad because the crazy Russian guy is a lot more charismatic, right?
Oh yeah.
In the first one, he is by far and away a better mouthpiece to be a crazy person.
Yeah.
Then she's just like, kill them all. Blah,
yeah.
blah, blah. Like,
well, I mean, I don't know why you would. I also don't know why you'd cast Colin Hanks and then I don't want to like spoil it, but how that went down is kind of odd to me because I always say that in what Django Unchained, like as soon as Christoph Waltz dies, like end the fucking movie. It's over. Like once that guy's gone, I no longer care about anything that happens in this movie. No longer.
What's
care.
Colin Hanks got going on? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Well, nothing. But don't cast him then, and then just have him. What's the point of casting Colin Hanks then?
I guess. Well, let me ask you a question. This is not a shot at you, so don't get this wrong. But like, do you think Colin Hanks is too good to be in this movie? Because buddy, he ain't.
Well, no, but I mean, he's someone though. That's the thing. Is like that's Tom Hanks' son. I just don't know why you. I don't know why. My point is, why introduce him as this like I run the town, and then you introduce like another villain after him. Just choose one or the other. Just choose one or the other, and like you have the John Ortiz character, which immediately is neutered.
Yeah, we get 2.5 villains in this movie.
Yeah, which then also, if you want me to take nobody too seriously, then don't cast Sharon Stone as a villain.
Hold on, I think therein is part of the problem with the Nobody franchise. Is do they want you to watch the movie? Yes. Do they want you to take a lot of Nobody seriously? No, I don't think so. And I mean that as like signing up to go watch Nobody 2, buying a ticket to Nobody 2, especially if you watch Nobody, and I hope you would have because it would make sense. But I know not everybody does that. But if you go into that thinking you're going to see some hardcore, drawn out action suspense movie, like that's not what you're getting here. So having an off the rail villains isn't a long shot thing to have. Now, I do understand what you mean about why is Colin Hanks. I don't think it's the fact that it's Colin Hanks that I have a problem with. Is his character doesn't make any real sense.
Yeah,
like at first glance, he's just some backwoods shitty sheriff, because of course he is. But then to find out like he's technically the third rung down on this weird drug running line that they got going through Plummerville.
Yeah, but like he listens to the other guy. What was Ortiz? Is what you said?
Yeah.
Like he listens to that guy and follows orders, but then he doesn't
until he doesn't.
But then he doesn't follow orders anymore. Now he runs the. It's such a weird thing that like it's just like I didn't understand like exactly why his character was like obedient here but not there, and then listen to this guy, then this guy. It's like okay, and then but he wants to be in charge. I don't know,
but he's never going to be in charge.
I mean, definitely not now. So it's just one of those.
Well, he's dead now. Spoiler: he doesn't make it.
Well, but like I mean, I also want to talk about his wonderful like backwoods like mohawk mullet,
faux hawk, baby, yeah,
faux hawk mullet, awesome. But here's my reasoning with that is like. It's also kind of the reason that late in the third act when Hutch is fighting these two like acrobatic kind of the right hand people of Sharon Stone,
her bodyguards or whatever.
Her bodyguards is like, you're telling me you're gonna sell to me that Hutch can do what he did in Nobody, can do what he did in Nobody too, but two girls that rush him with sticks, he just can't handle it. That's part of my brain is unable to compute. Like I just can't do it. But that goes along with the Colin Hanks character of attacks him on the boat with the thugs that are like, well, I thought he didn't use as many cops as because like this guy was supposed to be a tourist, and now that he knows that, is like, I think the sheriff who thinks that like this is his kingdom is a much more looming villain than this like crazy Croatian woman who just like wants to do her drug thing, and like that's just
him
me.
As corrupt sheriff villain makes more sense for Nobody. But the one thing we learn in the Nobody series is there's always somebody higher up the crazy train.
Sure.
Because the money's coming from somewhere, and I think that's why they bring that into. Listen, did they need it? Probably not. Does it overall affect the movie? Probably. Well, maybe a little bit. I saw you just shrug there. I think it probably affects it a little bit negatively because the character is not great.
Yeah.
And did we need that character? I would argue no.
No, probably not. I mean, the movie probably does better as being like a different version of
Hutch versus corrupt sheriff's department.
I would just say Walking Tall.
That's sure, very similar. Yeah.
Like it probably does a better version being that movie than it does whatever it is right now, like what it becomes. Like, but you have like they want the big Home Alone set piece, and you can't
do that with the 9 sheriff's deputies.
Yeah, you have to. Not like working bad dudes with families. You need faceless Russian guys to pull that off.
I need people in black SUVs wearing black suits.
Yeah.
Well, you need a monster closet, and you can't have 40 sheriffs and 25 police officers in a town the size of Slumberville.
Because that's the town devastated after.
Well, the county. The county is wasted for resources.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah,
not only do we have to rebuild our sole income, now the entire sheriff's department needs replaced.
There are families that are affected by this.
I understand the need to like find a way to do it monster closet like. That could have been just as easy as like he was in on it. He was taking a very small cut to come through his town and ask no questions. And now he's like, this guy's here and he's fucking stuff up. I need you to send some muscle.
So
like,
you know what that is? That's just an episode of Reacher.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But it's just
if you watch the first season of Reacher, that's pretty much the entire premise.
I understand why. It's just sometimes it's just again, it's like these movies. Like I have to be willing to buy into what you're selling me without asking too many questions. And it's like at several parts is like, especially with the John Ortiz, with his character of like, so you're telling me that he's just able to gun these guys down? No problem. He's a civilian. He has no training.
Hold on. We don't actually know that. We don't know that he's a civilian. And
if you had to guess, what would you say?
Well, here's the thing though. He's a drug and gun runner. So I at least understand he should be somewhat experienced in firearms. I don't think that's too far of a stretch there.
Yeah.
Now, like, look, am I guaranteeing he's headshotting some lady running away with a pistol from behind from 30 yards? The likeliness isn't exactly super high, but I won't say that it's zero.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like the whole monster closet thing that I chuckled about in this is that like I love seeing the guys that get caught on fire that are obviously in flame retardant gear, like just like in your face. Like that dude looks like he's wearing 4 hoodies. You know what I mean? It's like that dude's in gear. Like like respect for not even giving a fuck, right? Like here, these are the fire stunt guys. Like
congrats,
very cool.
Those guys make a lot of money.
No, I bet they do. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
they should.
Yeah, but I always think that's funny because like everyone else is like in like super tight clothes at summertime, and these dudes are thick looking.
Yep.
I just thought that was funny.
Well, stunts, they got to be safety is the number one thing with stunts.
I get it. No, I'm not like they should have hid the flame retardant better.
I love how you were able to identify. Like you're like that guy's wearing several suits to not get. But the more movies you watch, the more you start to notice that kind of stuff.
It also helped that he was on fire when I noticed.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Like minor detail.
Yeah, definitely a detail we can't forget that man is on fire.
Yeah.
Look at him burning. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that like each of the fight scenes in this, like I like that they all feel a little different at least.
Sure.
So like they each have like their own thing going on. Like even the arcade one, I think the one you suspend your disbelief on the most is the arcade one.
Well, we have to talk about the arcade because that's the inciting incident. That's everything in this movie. So
that one feels a little like tight in a bad way. I don't know how else to describe besides tight because like even like Odenkirk as he's walking around, I can almost see him counting his steps or like the next thing. Like he's just moving sluggishly robotic enough through like grabbing the certain things where it's like, okay, it's like he's like, all right, I pull this thing off here, then I turn here, or I grab this and I go there, because like it feels a little like it feels like it's manufactured, which is fine, and it's still chuckle worthy. And there's plenty of good stuff in that, but like when he's beating the guy with the whack-a-mole hammer on the whack-a-mole set, like I'm in my head going, this, like, that guy's not hurt at all. No. Like, that man is fine, but he's gonna be knocked out on screen, but he is fine.
I did like it though when he put him through the pinball machine, because that pinball glass is very, very hard.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about what led up to that. Is like that's what I was excited to see. Is like, how are they going to get Hutch back into action after his wife has pretty much said, "Don't do that again." You know, like in the story mode is like, I mean, his wife and him are like kind of on the edge with like, if you do that again, I'm leaving. I'm taking the kids. It's like, I wonder how they're going to get him back into it. And then of course it goes down. So let's talk about suspending disbelief with the kid, with his son protecting his sister, and the other kid obviously grabs a gopher or something like that, the stuffed animal, and rips it in half. Yeah, and like that could all be like, just watch the fucking security cameras. Like, we're done with this nonsense. Like, and it plays out weird. And then the security guard hitting his daughter in the back of the head. Like, to me, that was like, I don't think that would have happened. Even in a town like that, everyone is corrupt. I don't think that happens, only because like that's not how you get tourists to leave.
And they do make it a point to say though that tourists get a pass for some of this stuff, but then he was just like, but clearly you're not just a tourist. Yeah. You know, like stuff like this, because he basically says stuff like this happens. You know, we don't normally go like this at regular people and that sort of thing. The one thing that, you know, it just popped into my head that I forgot about, when the other kid is it Grady or Brady?
I can't remember his name.
It's Brady. I think it's Brady.
Brady. Okay. So when Brady punches that kid and they're fighting, and the kid picks up that baseball and wings it at him, and Hutch just bare hands it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, ow.
Yeah.
Like, fucking impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Nice. Well, so let me ask you. You guys are girl dads, not just dads, but girl dads. Mm-hmm. Sure. Someone, a security guy.
I'm driving my fucking car through the front door.
Yeah, I'll be in jail.
Good. That's what I wanted to hear. Is like, I don't think you'd have anyone. I don't think even the corrupt ones, that when that happened, after reviewing the footage, which they would have had to do, which they have had to have done, would have been like, okay, fine, that someone hit his daughter. Like,
we're going to agree to disagree, and you're just going to leave town, right? Yes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mistakes are made on everybody's a little bit in the wrong here. We're just going to go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Roger, sure. Why'd you drive your car through the front door of the arcade?
Mind your business.
It's like, I don't think you're going to get any dad who's going to disagree with what Hutch does. No. Even to the severity. And like, that's like, I don't understand his wife's objection after she finds out that guy hit our daughter. Well, she still was like, you shouldn't have done that.
I think from even because I don't think she's marginalized as, yes, that guy hit our daughter. She's just like, we should just get out of here and like leave, period. Because it wasn't just that it happened. It's like other stuff happened right before that, you know, him going in and being pissed off and hurting people obviously is something it's in his wheelhouse to do. But she has to look at it like, if we just leave, this is over, which I also understand. Yeah. Because
I mean plenty
you don't advocate violence, probably, even though it is warranted.
Yeah.
Nothing good comes from him tearing that place up.
So I mean, to bring this full circle, you asked, you know, what would happen if that's my daughter, and I said I would be in jail. That's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, no,
I'm wrong.
Well, you're in the right. It is still wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's you know, and you know, the wife's the voice of reason for two reasons. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the wrong thing to do is the first part. The second part is she knows what he's capable of. I feel like she's not like, you know, mad at him for like, you know, doing the right thing, like doing the wrong thing there. I think she's, you know, come back because she knows that he's a, you know, capable of great things when he puts his mind to them. You know what I mean? I think that's kind of like the objection that she's shouting out. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that's where that.
And she also knows how capable of violence, you know, he truly is.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think that's what you're getting there, like from her, which it's fine. Like that character exists in a lot of lives, most likely. You know what I mean? So
I mean, it's in a lot of people in a group.
Yeah, that too.
You know,
yeah.
It's not, it doesn't just have to be a spouse or a wife or whatever. It's just this could just be over and de-escalated.
Yep.
We don't need to take it to what's already a high level of tension to nuclear.
I don't want to spend my evening in a police station. You know what I mean? Like,
then they did.
Well, yeah, but it's like, like you've been in that friend group where it's like, I'd like to leave now because I don't want to go to jail to bail you out.
Sure, but I've also been part of that friend group where I'm just like, you should punch that guy in his fucking face. And
yeah,
I got hit with a pool cue once. Just things that happened when I was a younger man.
Yep.
Did I de-escalate it? It happened. So Just assume that I wasn't allowed to drink there for a while. That's all.
Okay, so I mean, with the movie like all together, and talking about it now, I have a question for you guys.
All right,
because we're obviously kind of like in between on it. It's fine, but it's nothing.
It's okay.
Exactly, it's okay. It's nothing spectacular, but it is an installment within this Nobody/John Wick universe kind of deal that we're hoping for. What movie would you rather watch, or what movie do you think was better, this or Ballerina?
That's a good question, actually. That's a very good question.
I like the question, but I think they're probably too far apart on the spectrum. I guess because with Ballerina,
we have firmly put Nobody in the same realm as John Wick.
Sure, but I don't think that
we have confirmed it
is the same as Ballerina, though, because if you look at Ballerina takes place over a large swath of time.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a tonally different movie too, because it is.
Yeah, but so is Nobody versus the John Wick trilogy.
Sure,
it is tonally different still.
I don't know if they're not entirely dissimilar. I just don't think they're that comparable.
No. So don't compare them in like being the same or like such close in movies, but like it's more like the fact that it is a sequel within a series that we didn't need to have, but we were excited to see.
Sure.
Compare that, because that's what Ballerina was to us. Ballerina was a sequel in a series that we were excited to see, because of like what it could do and what, like, if it could be good. I think Nobody 2 is in the same vein. Exactly that. It's a sequel that, while we didn't need it, we're excited. We were excited to see it because of what the original what has come before it. So like in that vein, like which movie is like did it better, I guess, in a way, as like this sequel that wasn't necessary but showed up, but kind of fell a little flat for us in some cases, because both movies have that in common.
Without avoiding your question, can I pose a counter question? Sure. Does it basically boil down to which movie would you rather watch again?
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, you could absolutely take that route and answer
it.
Yeah,
because I think if that's the case, I think if I had the choice, I think I would probably watch Ballerina again right now. And it's not just because I just watched Nobody.
That surprises me, actually. Yeah,
well, it's because I haven't got to rewatch Ballerina or anything like that. And I'm sure there's a bunch of stuff in that movie that I missed that connects different pieces of that.
Yeah.
Because the John Wick side of that lore is very, very deep.
True.
Where the Nobody side, we get that there's some things going on there, but we don't really see a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I missed a lot of Nobody 2.
Okay,
I didn't miss any subtle clues of something else there. Where in Ballerina, I might have.
Maybe.
Overall, though, I probably like Nobody more than Ballerina. But I would like to give Ballerina another watch.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. The fact that there could be more underneath the surface of Ballerina, I think is still like a positive attribution to that movie.
Sure.
What about you, Grayson? Where would you be at between the
two? If I'm thinking about that now, I was not as high on Ballerina as it sounds like, Roger, you were. I think Nobody 2 is a better product than Ballerina was.
I think you were let down more by Ballerina versus how much you've been let down, and not like let down in a huge way, obviously, but like because we've all given these two movies thumbs up, right?
Yep,
like this
we did for Ballerina.
Yeah, 6 thumbs up from all of us between this two. But like it feels like that Nobody 2 wasn't quite as much of a disappointment to you as Ballerina in like the John Wick universe was to you.
You know why though? Because I think Nobody 2 even though like I said I don't really know what I was expecting, although it's a tight 90 and I did chuckle several times in Nobody too. So to me that's probably the easier rewatch.
Yeah.
Is it the right answer? I don't know, but
that's a fair assessment.
My knee jerk answer is Nobody 2 is the more valuable movie of those two movies within their respective franchises.
Gotcha.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's
very cool.
Yeah. Ballerina is a significantly longer movie too.
It is.
So
it is. Yeah. It does have a
it's
longer
over.
commitment
It's like
time.
2:05
Yeah.
or 2 hours and 5 minutes, not 205
It
minutes.
is.
That's a long.
And we found out a movie we're going to watch in December is 200 minutes long.
Jesus.
Yep. Thanks, Avatar.
Thanks, Avatar.
Thanks you, James Cameron. Yeah.
I can't wait to sit in 3.5 hours to a mediocre film. Yay.
In 3D also, boys. 3D.
Like that might last longer than a gummy.
You mean a pack of Sour Patch Kids? Yeah,
yes,
probably.
That's exactly what I meant.
Sir.
Yes.
That's exactly what he meant, boys and girls.
Exactly what I meant.
Jeez Louise. What are we even doing now? Okay,
so trying to keep that explicit tag off.
Let me ask you. So John Wick, even including the ballerina film. So there's 4 John Wick chapters and ballerina. Where does the original Nobody fit? If just a general kind of
stacking them, like best of worst.
Well, can I pose a different phrasing of that question?
Yeah,
sure. I know I just did this to Chris. So
yeah. This guy's awful dodgy tonight.
No, yeah. So I'm domineering force.
My questions are better than yours. Let me rephrase this.
I don't think we've ever ranked the John Wick movies, have we?
We kind of did at one point, I think. Actually,
okay. Maybe I just don't because I think we would have to. I think we would have to re-rank them, and then rank Ballerina, and then rank Nobody and Nobody 2 in that list before I could really do that.
I mean, I think I can do this off rip, honestly.
Okay.
So I think that out of the John Wick Nobody connected universe confirmed is that I think John Wick is at the top solidly.
Like John Wick 1?
John Wick 1 out the gate is at the top. Then second place to me is John Wick 4. I loved that movie. I thought it was a great wrap up to what that series did, and I enjoyed it very much. And it has a fantastic and like ending fight scene to it. Very interesting too. So I have those two. So it's John Wick Chapter 4. Then it goes Nobody for me. Nobody is that fun of a movie, and it really was a unique thing. I think even on rewatch, I think it carries that heart through. Then at that point, I think I'm going to John Wick 3, then John Wick 2, probably Ballerina the Nobody 2, I think is where I'd sit.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah.
So Nobody would be at the bottom of all the, or Nobody 2.
Nobody 2. I think so. I'm in your boat. I think I enjoyed Ballerina more than I enjoyed Nobody 2. Okay. I think it's very close though in that regard for me.
I think my list would be similar. Except I would flip-flop John Wick 2 and 3 in your list, but it's not by that big of a difference. Because it is John Wick 1 for me, and then 4, and nobody slotting in there feels right. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Whatever combination of the other 2 John Wick movies, and then Ballerina, and then Nobody 2 would be, yeah.
What about Grayson, does your stacking vary
significantly
from
different?
that, or is it about the same?
I'm doing it on the fly right now. Hold on, John Wick, and then 2, and then I think for me, I think it goes. Now I haven't done like a John Wick rewatch.
Yeah,
Ballerina. It's been
a lot. That's a lot of time.
I watched the first John Wick with Lacey. Not too long back, like within the last year, I think. But like it was one of the things where like I watched it and I went, damn, that's a cool movie. Still holds. While she's kind of like beginning to take out her phone and bored because the fight scenes are too long, kind of deal. She cannot stand the Matrix, but like so it's like like I enjoyed myself on the rewatch.
Sure.
I think Nobody is. I think the original Nobody from 2021 is strong enough that it probably slots in somewhere after the first John Wick movie, and then everything else comes below those two, like John Wick and Nobody.
Okay,
and everything
so you got
else
those 1 and 2.
And then I would put Nobody after the first John Wick, which I think the first John Wick is the best of the. Where the other 3 kind of like switch all the time.
Seem to be consistent there. Yeah.
And then I would flip flop Ballerina and Nobody 2.
Okay, that's.
I think Ballerina is the worst, but like even Ballerina being the worst, it's still like well above mediocre.
Still pretty good.
Yeah. I agree with that, and that's what I was saying about like nobody two's at the bottom of the list, but it's only because I find the ballerina movie a little more interesting.
Well, and I mean, and it also is a testament to the 4 John Wick movies.
Yeah, that's true.
About how good they truly are, because if you think about John Wick, like if you were trying to pitch John Wick today, imagine that franchise didn't exist.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, until someone pulls it off.
Yeah.
Like, no one's
But
gonna
now
think
you're
that
just
works.
like, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
John Wick became the standard. Like that's the standard now of these movies.
Well, what that did is it changed action a little bit.
It did.
Like you realize that you can have decent fighting and excellent gunplay in a character that people enjoy and care about, because you do. I mean, that's the crux of the first John Wick movie, right? This man is sad. Like he is just sad as shit.
Yeah.
His wife dies. He gets a puppy. Things are looking better. And they kill his fucking dog and he murders everyone. And you're just like, that shit is so fucking relatable, dude. Yeah. Fuck them. Burn them all to the ground. Yeah. You get it.
Yeah. Well, like it's. I think that some of this is also because of the way that like the movie watching audience, but audiences of media, whether you want to believe it or not, or as corny as this is going to sound, the audience is watching these things is smarter now, right? Like we have more information. We see like things are broken down more. You have like like just the way that we consume media is a little bit more intelligent than it used to be.
Sure,
like when we were kids,
and way worse somehow.
True. Yeah. Well, you're right on both counts.
Yes.
So you can't have the cartoony like stunt guy come dance like
you can't have guys run out in full suits on fire and be like, that guy's on fire. You can't do that a whole lot
because like your audience sees this now and points it out and posts online. It's like everyone's a little more cautious of this stuff, because like Grayson made the comment about Mortal Kombat the other day, where like when Sub-Zero comes out, like these guys are like fight dancing down the ramp. You know what I mean? And it's like it's like you can't do it's like the first Ninja Turtles.
Somebody
movie.
shoot that guy in the face, please.
Like the first Ninja Turtles movie is the same way. Like all the Foot Clan ninjas are like dance fighting around, waiting for their turn
the
to
fucking
go fight.
Putty Patrol from
So
Power Rangers.
So now, stop.
You know exactly the noise that I'm talking about.
I do. But like, so now like audiences are smarter, and the people making these movies know that. So now you don't have these guys dance fighting down the ramp. You have them off screen coming back in and like looping around to like come in from a different angle in the action now, which is just cleaner and tighter and just a different way to keep the audience entertained with your movie instead of finding all the flaws.
Well, and camera work has evolved so much in action as well. It's, you have people wearing cameras while they fight.
Yep.
You have gimbals and all this sort of stuff moving around.
Yep.
Different angles, and it's not just it's not like you ever I know you're a boxing guy.
Yeah.
Like you ever watch an old fight?
Oh yeah.
Like it's not exactly super entertaining.
It's just zoomed out and static.
Yep.
There's like 3
It doesn't really move.
Yeah,
maybe it'll flip to the other side of the ring, but that's really it's not like that anymore.
Oh no,
like,
God, they're all on wires.
It took 4 days to shoot this fight scene, and we have 70 minutes worth of footage to edit for 3 minutes worth of time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what happens here, and that's for the betterment.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, but I think that's what kind of like pushed that evolution that John Wick has started. It's like, and nobody has followed suit with like keeping it forward. Atomic Blonde, you guys talk about that one all the time.
Have you still haven't watched that? Have you?
I have not.
Actually, so. I'm sorry, because if you want to rank those movies, I think you should include Atomic Blonde, and like that ranks up there fairly highly.
But Atomic Blonde isn't in the John Wick universe, that's why I didn't include it.
It's similar. Well, nobody's not technically in that universe either.
It's canon.
No, it's not.
I think there's a possibility.
You're gonna feel real stupid when he shows up.
I'm the one that's championed this for years. Don't ever come at me like that. But I absolutely feel like Atomic Blonde, it's fair that it should be included. No. You definitely should check that out.
Hold on. For the record, I am saying that they will connect the two universes. And I think Chris is saying that too. Are you saying that they won't connect the two universes, Roger?
I'm saying that they'll never do it.
Okay, well, I'm saying that they possibly might.
Because John Wick's dead.
The most we'll ever get is an Easter egg.
That'd be enough.
Fine, but that shows it's connected. That's connected.
Which is fine. Which I'm cool with. That's all it's got to be.
Sure.
But how awesome?
Check out Atomic Blonde. Anybody who hasn't seen it and likes those type of movies, Atomic Blonde really does work.
What was the really bad version?
It has a badass soundtrack.
What was the really bad version of Atomic Blonde that also came out? It was some girl assassin that just did not. I know we watched it at a previous date, but
it wasn't Haywire. It wasn't Columbiana. It wasn't Haywire. Those were two I forget, but Chris, I vaguely remember something, but I can't even picture a face.
Yeah, there was something we watched that was oof, this is not good. It wasn't believable at all within
okay, let me go through the last few years. So there is one called The Protege.
That's not it.
Ava with Jessica Chastain.
We didn't talk about that one. So
no. Gunpowder Milkshake, which was an okay movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was Netflix, wasn't it? Yeah, okay.
Yep, Gunpowder Milkshake.
Yeah. Decent film, actually.
The Mother with Jennifer Lopez?
No, that was not.
That was okay,
that was
though.
Not
but that was okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
have to go back and peek, but
okay.
Yeah, there's definitely some examples of these that don't work out. You know what I mean? But Atomic Blonde, you guys have talked about very, very high.
That's pretty good.
Now I'm super curious as what that was, because I know there was
because I'm not wrong. You know it exists. Yeah.
There's a movie from 2014. It's a Korean movie called Gunwoman.
Hell yeah.
Right? Yeah. That's fucking strong, dude.
That sounds awesome. What's it about? Woman and guns, baby.
Woman gun.
Yeah.
Period. The end.
What are we going to call this?
And then both Kill Bills are on here, but I don't think that's the movie you're talking about, because both Kill Bill movies fucking rule.
Yeah, they do.
I can't.
Underworld's on here. Was it Underworld?
No, it wasn't. Dude, it's fine. It's fine. Well, I'll hit you guys up in the group chat.
This list sucks, by the way, real bad.
Oh, was it Peppermint?
That sounds like it might.
Oh, Jennifer Garner.
Garner.
Where she's protecting the homeless people, beating the shit out of those guys.
Maybe?
That was it. Wasn't that a Netflix movie too, though?
No. That was theatrical, but that was 2018 also. But I liked it, so I don't think it was. I really like Peppermint because I like the concept.
Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence?
No, I don't think that was it.
No,
that's too old.
Either. No, yeah,
it's too old. I think it's got to be within the last few years, right, Chris?
Yeah.
The Ava with Jessica Chastain was 2020, but I mean that's fine. There's a generic movie called The Killer, which I've never seen. Whatever. Get back to us on that one.
Yeah, I will absolutely. All right. Well, so I don't know if I have anything left in my tank about this film. I just want to say that for all the faults in Nobody had its own, right? And
sure.
It's one of those things where
it's not perfect.
We're this is a shot at a sequel. I don't think this was that obligatory. We have to do a sequel now because this one was super successful. I think that factors in. Don't get me wrong, but I think that this team was hell yeah, we'll do it, and took this on, and the same passion and feel is there. It just doesn't quite deliver as well, even though it's following similar beats. And I think it's just because this is just a hard story to tell, a hard thing to do twice with this character in these circumstances.
Sure.
So because of all that, this movie's fine, but I think it's just about that for me. It's fine. I haven't been swayed or swooned by this movie in any way, shape, or form.
It's okay to be okay.
I think we have to talk about for 1 second.
Yeah.
About when it came out in August, mid-August, which is dead zone for movies, and the talk around the water cooler for whatever and that's been quite diminished over the past couple of years, especially. But I mean, that's what I was getting at with the crazy Sharon Stone villain. It's just if you have some people talking about, oh, hey, should I go watch that movie? And someone's like, actually, it's kind of whack. It's that is enough to stop 4 people from buying a ticket.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much damage that actually does to a movie
coming out in August is enough damage in sense.
Well, the first one came out in August of 2021, didn't it?
Different time.
No,
though.
It came out in November of 21, but it was slated to be August of 2020.
Oh, okay. So
it's
maybe
it's almost like they knew it's like they had test screenings. They knew they had something better and maybe shifted that to a different spot.
Well,
August of 2020, everything was still in lockdown. That was
complete. We were in absolute lockdown.
Yeah. 100%.
Now, my theory would be is every Nobody film should be released on Valentine's Day.
God.
So
why is this, Roger? Please tell me.
First off, most movies that come out around Valentine's Day suck.
True.
And if you have a good action flick, action comedy especially, I think it would do very well.
Yeah, because
in mid-February.
Because a lot of guys will go, hey, for Valentine's Day, I'm taking you to the movies. Oh my gosh, great! And then you walk into Nobody 4, and She's like, God damn it. He's like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, Love Hurts was really bad this year, like awful.
Yeah.
With Kwang in it, it was God. It was like 78 minutes, and it was just awful movie.
78 minutes.
Lord. Yeah,
I'm glad it stunk. I never watched it.
I'm glad it stunk, but
I am.
Nobody
asked for that.
All right, final thoughts then, guys. Final thoughts.
All right, I'll go first. I mean, Nobody is just okay, and it's not that it's good or it's bad. It's okay. And if you like Nobody, you should like Nobody too. Like that's really what it boils down to. But I don't want you to go in and be like, this is the must-see expanse of the Nobody universe, because it's not. It's an okay movie that's very much Nobody. That's it.
Yeah, I think I can echo the same. Like if you liked Nobody, you'll like Nobody too. But like, you're gonna like it for the same reasons you like Nobody one, except for the story is not as strong. And it sounds like I'm like digging on the movie when I say that, but it just isn't. And even though the story isn't strong, you still have all of the beats from the first one that you're going to enjoy in the second one. It's just a little less surprising and a little less edgy in that sense. And Christopher Lloyd, while cool, isn't quite as cool in this one, which I think also hurts it a little bit. But is what it is.
I'm smiling.
Has a katana though.
He does. Yeah, he does have a katana.
he is a samurai warrior. I would think that I guess my final thoughts, summing it all up, is I think the magic is gone from what made Nobody special. I think that's just faded, and we got this super high paced octane thriller, or not thriller, but action movie with the same characters in the first film that I guess just wasn't what I was expecting. But it's a fun movie, and if you grab the popcorn, grab a soda, you'll have a good time. There's no doubt about that. You'll have a good time in it. But it's just not Nobody.
Yeah, I have a question. What if Nobody 1 happens, right, and then Nobody 2 hit, and it hit this way, but it's just kind of like this middle ground movie? What if we get Nobody 3 in like 3 years? And the storyline is some Russian, because it's always the Russians.
Because it's always the Russians.
What if some Russian takes like Odenkirk's wife and has her
kids?
Well, okay, wife, kids, either and. You know what I mean? And what if that movie is just dark as fuck, and he's scorched earth,
just fucking Terminator?
Yeah, like what if it's super dark and action with a little bit of comedy in there, but like. I think I'd be okay with that version of it, because we've gotten, the surprise of Nobody, the comedically themed through Nobody 2 that was kind of like wishy-washy on like how good a story was. And then 3 is just a bloodbath, like a tight 90 of a body count we have yet to foresee in movie cinema.
I would enjoy it. I would be surprised though.
Huh? The body count of
I would be surprised too.
The body count of the first two Nobodies has to be like 250 or 300. I mean, it's got to be up there. But
what's the body count in John Wick 4? Isn't it like 1,000?
It's a lot.
I'm sure there's
I think that a Nobody 3 that is just like a slightly darker version of this, where like he has like the highest of stakes, could be cool as hell to see, now that they've established just how dangerous this guy can be when he needs to be.
In John Wick Chapter 4, John personally kills 141 people.
That's wild.
I saw
YouTube. The movie's so long.
I saw a YouTube short where a couple of the stunt guys were talking. It was obviously cut out of a longer interview, but how they had many different costume changes because they used the same like 10 or 12 guys for and like they were just like, I had to put on this hat and then this vest and this shirt. And it was like actually kind of cool. I got but it's I was just looking at that. You guys know Christopher Lloyd was born in 1938 before Germany invaded Poland in the Second World War. Christopher Lloyd was born.
Yeah, Doc Brown's been around for a while, buddy.
He's literally traveled to multiple centuries.
Yeah, he has. But we're going. We don't need roads. I was expecting. There was like one of those, like how he leaned in and always says that quirky thing in Back to the Future. Like we did get nothing that related to Back to the Future, but it was that kind of character for like 1 second. I thought that was interesting. But I don't know where that just threw me off completely.
We have now crossed the runtime of
Nobody.
1 hour and 29 minutes. We're clips.
Well, we are closing.
Bring us home, Grayson.
We're shutting it down. That does it for us in episode 43 of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you if you listen to us on an episode that is audio only, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or Podbean. feel free to head on over to YouTube. Check us out there also. Turn us on while you're doing some homework. Whatever it is you do, turn us on. We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to next week seeing you for another movie. And again, if you have not, hit that like button, smash the subscribe, or the other way around, whatever. Also, I'm the worst YouTuber in the history of YouTubers, for sure.
I can confirm.
I can confirm. And go listen to our list of the best action comedy movies in the last since 2015, and maybe send us a message about the list you would build and why, or disagree with us, or tell us we're right. Whatever you want to do.
Tell us whose list was best.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know one of us made a better list, and it wasn't me. Which just pains me to say.
This guy right here.
Goddamn Jim.
Jim had the highest Metacritic score on average.
All right, boys.
All right, we're done. Shut it down.